Some people have 2, 3, 4, 5 plus ideas, and they're not sure which idea is the one that they should go after. And I have some very practical advice for you on how to solve this. Write out the pros and cons for each one. And I'm going to assume someone has 2, but if you have 3 or 4 or 5, this works out. Now, honestly, if you have more than 3 or 4 ideas, narrow it down to your top 2. The next thing I'd like you to do, after you've written out all the pros and cons, write out the ideas on a piece of paper, 1, 2, 3, 4 across the top, and then going down like vertically, write out a few different categories. And you can add more categories, but let's start out with this. The potential to make money. What your gut says, a mentor of mine called HAPS. And HAPS stands for happiness actualization points. And this is kind of related to some of the above ones. But what I want you to start thinking about with your ideas is it's not just about this one idea. I think a big mistake a lot of entrepreneurs make is they assume they're going to have one idea, one business, and they're going to be set for life. And that does happen. But a better way of approaching your ideas is which idea is going to set you up for a better life. Figure out what categories make sense to you, but let's start potential to make money. This is pretty easy to do. You can actually write out a dollar figure or you can give it on a scale of 1 to 10. The reason I want to caution on this one, because you have no idea how much your product could potentially make. One of my favorite examples is the pet rock. The pet rock is an idea that if you were to have asked the owner, how much could this make? I'm not sure. He might have said multiple millions of dollars. But maybe he would have said, I don't know, a few $100,000 a year. Who's going to buy a rock? But turns out lots of people when it's marketed and branded correctly. The next thing I want you to do, don't think about it too much. Decide between the 2, 3, 4 multiple ideas that you have, how excited are you? Logically, in your brain, which one of these do you think is the most likely to succeed? And then the last question, which one of these gives you the highest happiness actualization points? So an example of this could be, I get a business opportunity and someone's like, you can make $1 million on this in the next year, but it's doing something I absolutely hate doing. I wouldn't be excited about it. It'd be doing something that I'm not going to really develop. Like maybe it's boring grunt work. And so maybe for me on a HAPS scale, happiness actualization points, I would say that's a 3 out of 10 because it's just like, sure, I'd make money, but it's like absolutely not going to grow me as a person or whatever. On the flip side, you might say, here's an opportunity. You have to pay $10,000 to be part of this mastermind group. And it's going to be some of the smartest people in the world, some of the most successful, ambitious people in the world. And I might say that's an 8 out of 10 on the HAPS scale. That's going to get me on the path to being the person I want to be. Now, you could add more categories. If you're still kind of stuck in that, which one's going to be the most profitable mindset, you can weigh it in whatever way makes sense for you. Be true to yourself and be true to what point you're at, the skills that you're going to develop, and also think about the partnerships. For instance, for me with Performance Nut Butter, it allowed me to talk to really interesting people. It allowed me to network with really interesting people. After all of that, if you're still undecided, let's say you've got it narrowed down to 2 things, what I'd recommend doing, start an Instagram, start a YouTube channel for both. First off, pay attention to which one's easier for you to work on. If one is much more fun and easy to work on, go with that one because you'll end up having more success. Slowly start figuring out, first off, which one's going to do better in the market. And then second off, I guess, which one are you more excited about? Which one's more fun? Which one's more easy to do? And as you're doing this, you'll get a definitive answer. Maybe one is much more profitable and much easier and more fun to do. That's an easy solution. Go with number 1. But maybe number 1 is slightly more people are interested in, slightly more profitable, but you hate doing. And then in that case, if you hate doing it, maybe go with number 2 and slowly start working on it. Because remember, you're going to get better. Even if something doesn't seem like it's going to work really well at first, you're going to figure out how to make it profitable. That's my personal opinion. But you need to listen to yourself and you need to listen to your gut. Maybe you say to me, Travis, you have no idea what you're talking about. I don't care. I'm just going to go with the one that's more profitable. Awesome. Then do that. But my goal is don't be stuck. Spend a few hours a day, whatever it is, writing out the pros and cons, writing out the different categories and rating the different opportunities. And if it doesn't become apparently obvious to you which one you should go after, do both. So that's it. Hopefully that helps. Honestly, if you still have questions, post it in the Facebook group, join the weekly Q&As, ask your mastermind. This whole course is designed to help you make decisions like this.